Hey, welcome back to another FogCutter Live. I'm Mike Curtis here with Preston James, founder of Traders Edge Network. We're coming at him, Preston, on this shortened holiday week. We got a few things to dive into, AI buzz like usual, but say hello and we'll get rolling.
Yeah, it's interesting. Last week when we were selling off, I remember just grabbing my stock almanac, Mike, and just reiterating and just reminding myself, the market usually rallies into the Thanksgiving holiday in that
Right.
shortened week. It didn't look like it would do anything like that. And then I came across a little snippet from Citadel, which is the largest hedge fund in America, saying, "Well, we see the S&P 500 at 7,000 by the end of the year." And I thought, well, they might be just wrong this time. Anyway, what a difference a weekend and a few trading days make, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just to recap a little of last week, I mean, Nvidia always is the earnings to watch, especially with all the discussion lately, the AI bubble, the AI valuations, this, that, the other. So Nvidia puts out just a gangbusters earnings report. Great guidance for the next quarter, all the perfect things. The futures loved it. I think Nvidia was up at one point $10 after hours. The markets were up just big. The futures were up. We have the open Thursday, right? Because if earnings are announced Wednesday after the close, you're going to see that reaction the next trading day. So Thursday, this big gap up, and we just had that massive reversal. Yeah, there you go. Seeing the chart of that, just that huge sell off. But what was positive in the face of all that craziness was it put in that low right near the 50-day moving average on the S&P and right there near that on the NASDAQ. And then Friday, we get a little bit of a bounce. And then, Monday, we get some follow through. Here we are Tuesday with a more green across the board. So it looks like, maybe the market found its footing there at that 50-day moving average. Preston, what's kind of your read on that?
Yeah, well, also what's been talked about, and there's just been so much going on. We've got the diamonds launch that we've done, Mike, and it's just a lot of there's just a lot of buzz here, like every few minutes. I'm just trying to keep up with it all. But let's not forget, it seems like the Fed is could be deciding on a new Fed chairman, and I can't remember his name. This might be driving all of this.
Right.
That maybe it's a larger rate cut than proposed. I mean, that's what really fuels the market
Absolutely.
is, where the interest rates going and how's that going to combat inflation. I mean, those are the big deals that make either a market healthy or fearful. And we're
Yeah. And
definitely seeing not fearful here. We're seeing hope or something.
Yeah. And just to add to that point, a lot of times, historically, when a Fed chairman's kind of finishing up their term, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago on the FogCutter, but just to reiterate it when that point came up, they can get pretty conservative in their last year and a half, right? They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to cause some things to go haywire when they're about to leave that post, and they don't want their legacy tarnished, if you will, where someone coming in fresh, it can just be a whole different vibe, a whole different tone. So, yeah. And then we also had some news. I think what helped fueled some of the Friday rally was, I think the San Francisco Fed president said, hey, this December meeting, a rate cut is still in the cards, which just
Yeah.
brought a little bit of, I know the futures markets priced in a little bit more of a likelihood of a rate cut in that final FOMC meeting of the year after some of those comments. So yeah, you don't fight the Fed, right? That's the big Wall Street motto. If they're in rate cutting mode, it can be really powerful thing for the financial markets.
Yeah, and such a, of course, reacting today based on what is seen going forward. That's how the equity markets, the stock market acts. It's constantly looking forward, and then we trade today based on what's looking at going forward. And then,
Yeah.
Mike, in such a shortened week, really interesting news on Google's chips and Google and Meta doing this and that, and then Nvidia being not participating today,
Mm,
and then with Tesla saying, "Hey, we're developing our own chips," and so
right.
we have AMD's down. There's some kind of schism going on in this, what we keep saying is the early, we're probably still in the bottom of the first of this AI build out and all this jockeying and going forward.
Totally.
It's again, in a shortened week, so much action.
Yeah, and we've never seen like this before. All these kind of magnificent seven, some of these big companies working together to create investing in certain things, creating data farm. It's very, very unique time for sure. So,
Yes.
Preston, as you're coming into this shortened week, obviously the markets are closed Thursday. Just a reminder, Friday's a shortened session. Is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Preston, the markets
Yes.
close on Friday. So if you've got some trading to do on Friday, hit that in the morning before you settle in and watch some more football. But what else as far as a holiday week, should people have their eyes on or be thinking about?
Well, just probably like everyone. I mean, it's usually it's about Wednesday, about after the morning, where people are just starting to ship out, so they can get to the airport on time or make that long drive, do what they have to do. So volumes are going to be lower. So, normally the biggest thing I look at is price action and volume, price action, volume. Well, you might see something higher on Wednesday, but look at the volume. Well, it's not doing it on that much volume. Well, just realize that, and this is where the market gets to be really human for me, where you're like, oh, most people are leaving. Oh, there's really human beings that are a part of the market. That's really humans behind the volume.
Right.
And when they skedaddle, there's not going to be the normal volume. So just not to weigh that much on the volume scale this week.
Yep, definitely. So as you approach a week like this, Preston, are you kind of in wait and see mode? Obviously, we had a rough start to November. Markets kind of went into that sell-off, profit-taking mode. I know we've been a little more defensive through some of that as we've been going through that volatility, but any thoughts on trading into December? Keeping kind of the foot on the gas pedal from here? What's kind of where's your head at?
Yeah, the action, I mean, volume and price action and volume don't lie. I mean, how the markets reacted in this week, I mean, you can't just discard it. So I've just got my eyes open. I always remain curious, and I'm always looking for the setups that we like to lean on. Setup always explain well. What we mean by setup is why this stock and why now, and then to be diversified in different sectors. You don't want to look down
Totally.
and realize that, oh my gosh, 5 out of my 6 money presses are all in biotech names. That's no good.
Right.
Neither is it good to all be in cybersecurity or whatever. So we got to spread them around, and we got to just anyway. I'm looking forward to having a nice, relaxing Thanksgiving, Mike.
Yeah, it can be a little more of a nice change of pace week. So enjoy that time with friends, family. We do have a fun client spotlight we want to leave everyone with. But before we get to that, Preston, last word on anything else that's on your brain for this week?
No, I think we've kind of called out what we wanted to here. We just wanted to make this a shorter FogCutter too, just because I think everyone's attention span's probably a little shorter, and especially when you're got your underwear shrinking a couple sizes. Just how am I going to get through the travel? How am I going to deal with that uncle I don't like? I mean, there's a lot of pre-planning I think people have that's going on here.
Yeah, no doubt. So awesome. Well, this client spotlight came in. This is from Dennis, and Dennis shared his story. He was part of our SAMs, and talked about that a little bit in passing here and there. But that's our small account mastery series. It's just a fan favorite. Preston opens a new account with $10,000 in it, and he trades it for 10 weeks live in front of those that participate in that series. It's just a ton of fun. But he said he learned of the money press method. He came across Preston. He said, I funded my trading account just before the first SAM session with $19,101. 1 month later, my account had grown to $26,132. So over a $7,000 profit in just a month, which is just amazing. He said, all I can say is this is an amazing education I can use for the rest of my life. And I realized fantastic income potential as I will be at a retirement age in the next 5 years. So
Right.
Preston, he gives you a big shout out, a big thank you. But thank you, Dennis, for putting your trust in us. We love, since 2003, here at Traders Edge Network, we've been educating and training investors and traders just like Dennis to just empower them to have a knowledge and a skill set to give them this amazing income potential. So, Dennis, appreciate you sending in that info and sharing your story with us.
Yeah, I love hearing from you, Dennis. Thanks so much. I mean, even just the time to type that out and send it our way, it really makes our day.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, I think we can sign this one off. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Just a lighter week on the economic announcement front, earnings front. So nice change of pace week, like we mentioned. Hopefully, we helped get you a little bit of insight to finish off this holiday week, help you cut through the fog out there and all the noise in the financial markets. But Preston, last word from you.
Cowboys with a win on Thanksgiving Day. It's you heard it here first. I'm not doing the points or any crap like that. They're just going to get a
Taking the
dub.
money line.
Money line, whatever. They're going to get a dub, and it makes Thanksgiving all the better.
Yeah, they're rolling. I mean, you know this, Preston, but I was down at that game against where they were hosting the Eagles. The defense it's looking better and better. That was the Achilles heel, and they were giving the Eagles fits. Besides a few of those crazy turnovers beginning of the game, they had them struggling on offense. So
I love it, and it's the new coach. Taking time to work in. They
right,
might have found a vibe with their new head chief.
yeah,
Not
definitely.
chief. They're playing the Chiefs. Oh, the head coach. Anyway.
Yeah, defensive coordinator. No, good stuff. All right, well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll sign this one off, and we'll catch you next week on our FogCutter Live.
Yeah, happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Be safe out there.
Take care.